I think one of the most beneficial things we can do for ourselves is to put ourselves in periods of isolation. Now, in these periods of isolation, we need to be focused on particular things. How are we going to grow? That's what matters when you enter the isolation. Now, if you're going into isolation just because you're lonely or just because you don't want to talk to anybody, but there's nothing really coming from this isolation, then I think that leads more towards depression. That leads more towards unhappiness. But when you are purposely putting yourself in isolation with a goal to achieve, some type of focus within this isolation, is one of the most beneficial things that you can do for yourself. Anytime I go into periods of isolation, I'm looking at to grow myself spiritually, to get a better relationship with Christ. I'm talking to him more. I'm talking to him all day. What do you want me to do? What is my purpose? How can I grow my purpose? How can I grow into this purpose and maximize it to the level that you have always had planned for my life? That's what I'm thinking about when I go into my isolation. I'm thinking about what books should I be reading? I have a goal in mind. What books should I read that are aligned with this goal that I have for myself? I put myself in these periods of isolation to do nothing but focus on reading, gaining information, gaining knowledge, because I want to achieve this particular thing in my life. So I need to give my energy to it. I can't receive what I want without applying my energy towards it. So my periods of isolation, I'm using to grow me spiritually, to increase my level of peace. I'm using it to work on my passion, to learn more about my passion, to become better at my passion. Whatever it is that I'm passionate about, I don't care. It could be playing the guitar. It could be public speaking. It could be playing basketball. But whatever it is, I'm focused on that activity within my isolation. Another thing that isolation does for you is that it cuts out all unnecessary things in your life. Things and people that don't add any value to you. They don't add value. Where can I cut? What is wasting my time? What is pushing me in a different direction than where I want to go? Cut the waste. Refocus on what truly matters in life, what truly matters in your life. That's what you need to focus on. If it's that toxic relationship, cut that. Cut that out. See in which the ways it hasn't benefited you, how it's been pushing you in the wrong direction, how it's been having such a negative effect on your ability to be creative. Cut out the waste. Learn to put focus back into yourself. Soil your ground. Make yourself more fruitful. Love yourself more. In my periods of isolation, I do all the things that I love to do by myself. I take myself out to eat. I take myself to the movie theaters. Those become my sanctuaries. I know it feels weird in the beginning to go to a restaurant by yourself, but over time, you get used to it. It becomes a norm to you. It becomes something that you actually love to do. So learn to love yourself. You can't properly love somebody else. You can't properly receive love from somebody else without loving yourself. You have to find joy in the simple things. You have to appreciate the beauty of solitude. So the moment that you're ready to add somebody to your life, it's going to be because they add happiness to you, not because they're the source of it. You need to become the source of your happiness, not things and not people. Because if you allow things or people to be the source of your happiness, then you're going to be affected by their mood. However they're feeling is what you're going to take on. You need to be the source of your own happiness and then add people to your life because they add value, not because they're the source of your value. So solitude, isolation, it is so important for the development of you. And I want everybody to take periods out of the year to isolate themselves, to refocus themselves, to realign themselves with the passion projects that you have or the direction that you want to take your career. Take some time out to work on that certification so you can get that increase in pay. But focus on yourself. Build yourself up so that when you're in a relationship with somebody, you both are applying fruitfulness to this relationship. It isn't just one-sided. It isn't you feeding off of them or them feeding off of you, but you guys both need to have a love for yourself so that you can love each other properly. So, solitude, isolation, highly important for becoming who you want to be, becoming who you need to be, becoming who God wants you to become. You need that. You need that period of growth. And that growth is hard to do with all the things that are happening in the external world. So I'm not saying disappear forever, but disappear for a little bit. It could be for a week. It could be for 2 weeks. It could be for a month. However long you can handle the period of isolation, do that. And then come back. Come back a better person. Come back with more focus. Come back with more purpose. This is what the meaning of life is. How do we grow? How do we develop? How do we find more peace? This is what life is all about. But I thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm gonna have more content per usual. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.